So Lucas and I are going to do a spoken word piece, a poem. It's a love poem. My first time reciting a love poem, so I'm pretty nervous. So please, if I mess up, just
Not at all.
Okay, so Lucas is going to be doing some singing. He's doing a cover of I keep forgetting this.
Gregory Isakov, Annie Isakov. Wake up, it's morning. Wake up, my darling. Wake up, see yourself. Woman in the pathway, cloud and neighbor, you come, lover, me. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright to be alone. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright to be alone.
I wanted to ask him if he believed in soulmates. I don't just mean romantically and talking about platonically too, because, see, well, I do. I wanted to ask him what he thought about the one. Did he believe that there is no such thing, or did he believe that everyone has that one person that fits them like a glove perfectly, or did he believe that everyone you meet has the potential to make you happy, but that one reigns supreme, that one is the soulmate, yes, soulmate, if you will? I wanted to ask him what he thought of serendipity, that you could stumble upon your good thing when you're not even searching. Did he believe that a single look, a single second, a single moment passed between two people could change everything? Did that night many moons ago when our eyes first played tag change anything, or did I make it all up in my head? I was spitting some rhyme about freedom and independence, or something that in hindsight seemed so irrelevant when our eyes first met, and I thought to myself, wow, now God is just showing up. Speaking of God, I wanted to know, did this boy believe in him? Did he believe that an all-powerful being had etched into stone our fates when he birthed the world? Or did he think that it was just the universe that conspired to bring people together? Because some things are just too pure, too strange and powerful, too formidable to just be coincidence. I wanted to ask him what he thought of prayer, because I hadn't bowed my head in the longest time. Upon our meeting, my knees hit the floor in a pose I once held familiar, but then was as strange to me as snow on a hot midsummer's day. I swallowed my pride and allowed my tongue to taste of words that in my mouth suddenly felt so ever be by his side. When I knew his heart was sore and his knees bruised and wounded, I called out in every tongue and religion known to men. I called out to every heavenly body that wherever and whoever they may be, may they heal him. I wanted to ask him what he thought was the answer to the question. If a heart falls and breaks and no one is around to hear it, would it still make a sound? I wanted to know if ever I gave him my heart, would he break it? See, there's so much I wanted to ask him, so much I wanted to know, but a long time ago I didn't give my heart to someone, yet like a thief in the night he came and he stole it. And he came and he stole it, and I wasn't there to hear the sound it made when he broke it. So I cried and I prayed to God in every language my broken heart knew, but I was just a child and didn't know better. So that night when our eyes first met, I thought that maybe this was the last hallelujah I had left on that church step so long ago come true, that sometimes God and the universe are one, that I had finally found my soulmate. But my voice box held for ransom my words for a price far higher than I could ever pay. There they remain imprisoned. He wasn't my good thing. He wasn't my anything. I didn't go looking for him.